This video is in response to uh, some comments that I've had on my page about what I've been saying. Uh, People have been having a hard time hearing what I have to say, and a guy by the name of Town Drunk 26er commented that, uh, well, what does he think will happen if we release all the Negroes who are currently incarcerated and uh, was kind of like really belligerent and disrespectful in a way. But I mean, I didn't say anything about releasing prisoners who have committed crimes. I am in no means, again, I must reiterate this. I am in no means against uh, law enforcement or justice for those who violate the law. What I am trying to say is that police officers are not above the law. Um, and the preconceived notion that uh, because you have a badge and a gun, it gives you the right to violate the laws that you swore to uphold. Lying on police reports, lying in court, beating people for no reason just because you're mad, um, disrespectful actions, protecting the rich and serving the poor. Those are the things that I am against. I think and I believe that we have a right to defend ourselves. And my question is, to what end do we have the right to take that to? That is my question. There's a website called copwatch.com. I am very fond of them. And if I had the money, believe me, I would donate, a large portion of my income to them. Believe me, I would. I mean, if I won the lottery, a large portion of that would go to them because I am a very firm believer in justice for all, not just, you know, us, versus, pretending to rich people. I think that the organizations, the old way of life is over. Police organizations were created in the past to enforce the laws for the rich people and for to patrol the slaves in the South. And I think that we're in a new era, a new millennia, where we have Uncle Toms and sellouts and people that hate themselves because they're black, so they try to join a police force in order to get that so-called respect for themselves. When in all actuality, I've never met and I never will meet a police officer that's not crooked. Um, that's my point that I'm trying to make. I say this and I have to reiterate this again. There is no such thing as a non corruptible police officer. There is no such thing as a police officer who is on the force that is not corrupt. They are a street gang who are paid by the elite to protect the elite. Now, that's the reason why, most white folks, rich white folks, or whatever, can talk back to the police and let me talk back to the police. I'm going to get a club upside the head or pepper sprayed or tasered or the dog sicked on me. Um, and I think this is totally unfair. I think this is against the American standards. What I'm confused about is why do we pretend to live or try to live and justify this certain amount or certain way of living or certain standards of law, but we don't live by them. It only pertains to a certain few. Um, and that's what I'm confused about, and I think that's what needs to be addressed. Uh, the fact that this is a serious matter, whether people believe it or not, it is a very serious matter. Police brutality and racism in the police force is a very relevant issue. when it comes time to protest our rights and all the things that we are supposed to have under the Constitution are not relevant. And I think this is something that Obama is failing to address. Um, and I, I just have a hard time believing that this guy could, protest or say something against the beatings and the murders in Iran, but the same type of crap is happening here in the United States. And he ain't doing nothing. Nothing. Um, and I think that he was placed into that position to address these issues, not just healthcare reform, not just foreign relations and things like that. We need to get ourselves together and keep ourselves together. He talking about, well, in due time. Well, when's the time? And I think the time is now because it's relevant, very relevant. People are suffering at the hands of rogue and corrupt police. And I think this is, very, very relevant. That our civil liberties are being violated in this very country, but yet you have the audacity to worry about what's happening in another country when you can't even take care of your own country. That's what I'm confused about. I am not an American citizen. I am not a part of the American establishment because I do not have the same rights as others in the United States. I truly believe that, and I stand 10 toes on that. And when I go into a courtroom, I'm automatically looked upon as less than. Regardless of what people might say. Well, yeah, you're the whatever. Ignorance is bliss, and I think that America should wake up. And so, Forge Town Drunk 26er, hey, partner, man, you really sound ignorant because I never even addressed that issue as far as releasing people from prisons. I think what you're talking about is ludicrous. And I think you need to come with a different question because that was really kind of stupid. And I'm really not going to go off into it that deep because it doesn't merit too much conversation. But just had to let you know that what you're talking about is really, really stupid. Uh, so come at me with a better question, and I will. And my question for others, in my viewpoint, is what do you think that we can do as a people to help or change the ideologies of the American people to change the policies of police brutality to police, to have them suffer the same consequences that we as average people uh, suffer if we break the law. Um, I think that they should be held to a higher standard because if I kill a police officer, then I will suffer more penalties versus if I just killed a person who is not a police officer. And I think the penalties should swing both ways. Um, uh, they should be held to a higher standard. And when they break that standard, then their punishment should be held higher. What do you think about that? So get at me and let me know what you think.